All right. So energies that we're working with for the next couple of weeks, y'all, is the Hermit. Okay, that's the underlying energy. One thing I need to say about this card here, especially since underneath it you guys have the Five of Cups, this is really looking at a situation for what it is with it for yourself, though. I feel like, okay, with the Hermit, this is talking about confidence. This is talking about really understanding what your truth is and really trying to seek answers within yourself. This is a very spiritual card, okay? Because you're trying to, you're really trying to understand you're trying to understand yourself, right? This is really soul searching, what you truly want, what really matters to you, and what situation makes you feel like, I guess really is making you look at a situation in a totally different light, okay? So right now, there is a lot of, I guess spiritual, not guidance, but spiritual transition right now. It's a lot of looking for, a lot of, inner turmoil, I feel, because there is, I feel like, okay, let me just get up into this, all right? The heart of your reading is the Nine of Wands. Now, considering that the Hermit is your underlying energy, you're having to figure out, I guess, what something means to you, I feel like. Because, like, as if what was lost was necessarily worth it. Or perhaps maybe even you're trying to understand or trying to see within yourself what exactly is it that you are fighting for. Because the Nine of Wands can mean that too. Now, the thing here, because it can be very similar to the Five of Swords. So the difference is that the Five of Swords is fighting ruthlessly for something to obtain that very thing. And doing things that they probably wouldn't normally do under different circumstances to get what they want. Now, the Nine of Wands is in the process of finally completing the cycle, but they're wondering if it's just all worth it, or if it's just, you're exhausted now. You're tired. You kind of been through a lot, considering the last couple, months. Y'all been through it. So, considering that you're feeling like this, you guys are really, I feel like you guys are trying to maintain something that's very, very difficult for you. And the thing that you're trying to maintain is possibly a commitment of some sort. Like, you're trying to get through some sort of commitment, or you're trying to complete some sort of cycle that maintains routine or tradition. And I think that you guys are trying to figure out exactly what it means for you to actually maintain it. Like, you're exhausted and you're ready to give up, but I guess I feel like there is some sort of, I feel like you guys are trying to seek exactly why exactly is this so difficult, or why exactly you are in the situation that you're in the first place. So I feel like there's a lot of thinking and really kind of understanding yourself to really be able to push you towards a more kind of, I guess, better understanding. Okay. Now, here's the thing that's pretty good. In the past, you guys had Judgment. Sorry, excuse me. The Emperor. Thanks from me. Y'all had the Emperor. You guys were taking control of your life. Okay? The last couple months, like I said, was difficult. So that means a lot of change, a lot of getting through situations that were kind of really unclear for y'all. I feel like you guys are really trying to put your foot down and like, hey, this is my life. This is how I see how I'm gonna live. If you don't like it, you can go. You know what I'm saying? So, we're really trying to get your stuff together. You guys have really put in the work to control your lives. If this is also the case here, I feel like you guys, either this could be something really conforming, or like this could have been like interacting with, a superficial of some sort. Not superficial, excuse me. This could be interacting with someone that is, well, it could be superficial, but the Emperor don't give a fuck, so it's not going to be superficial. It's more someone that is authoritarian, so someone that has a lot of authority. So you guys could have been dealing with somebody like that, but I feel like you guys are really trying to take control of your life. You're really trying to, complete a cycle. Okay? Y'all were really trying to complete a cycle, right? You're trying to push in work to get to that end of the cycle here. And I think that is what you guys were really trying to do, all right? Or perhaps you guys ended a cycle, and that's why you guys had more, you felt more in control of your own outcome, your own future. But now you guys have kind of gotten to a point where it's not necessarily, I mean, I feel like you guys are trying to get to that same exact goal, but there's a lot of conflict that's kind of, I guess, making this challenging for you to, you know, to kind of obtain the thing that you want. Now, the 5 of Wands, I see this as, you know, interacting with people, interacting with different perspectives, interacting with competition, because because the goal is the same. Like, if you notice, they're trying to knock that beehive down. Stupid idea, okay? I'm not saying what you guys are doing is stupid. I'm just saying that they're trying to knock down a beehive. I wouldn't do that. But the fact that they're doing it is a goal, right? It's the core. It's the thing that matters. And the fact that they're trying to knock it down, and you see they have all different strategies on how to do that, okay? Like, one may be listening, one's just going at it. This one is just kind of, I really don't know what he's doing, but he's just kind of like, don't hit me. But he's, you know, these are all perspectives. This is the only dude that doesn't have a blindfold that sees the thing for what it really is, okay? And I feel like regardless of this, you know, the guy standing in the corner kind of watching and laughing at everybody knocking down a beehive per se instead of a piñata, I feel like it kind of, the situation is taken seriously, very seriously, and it's very intense because you don't really understand. I don't know if you don't really understand, but more so that you're trying to gain a certain. You're trying to gain a certain goal or just a place or some sort of middle ground here. You're trying to get to, you know, one specific spot, and you're having to deal with different perspectives. Or, like I said, you're having to deal with like challenges or, you know, different ways of doing things. You could be trying a lot of different ways to kind of, like I said, maintain a relationship, trying to keep things afloat right now, since the, you know, 9 of Wands is in your feelings thing. Now, the thing here is to remember, and recognizing what you guys don't want. I'm gonna put this fucking clarifying deck down before I get any more cards that I have to clarify or I have to like explain, because it's already looking really suspicious. Okay, let me think this through. All right, like I don't honestly think that in regards to the 5 of Wands, that this is talking about a seriously intense change. You guys are exhausted, but I feel like you guys know what to do now, okay? The reason why I'm saying this is because the things that you interacted with, they weren't something that you wanted. You've surveyed, you've taken a look at the cups that you've had, or this, you know, the circumstances that you were in, and you were like, no, this ain't for me. And I feel like that is what the thing is. You're trying to figure out exactly where to go and how to get to what you want. Now, I feel like, okay, since the first card was the 7 of Swords, I feel like there is taking risks here, going outside of your comfort zone, that is kind of, you know, that's kind of course, going to bring out some anxiety, but it's seen as a challenge, right? This is a really challenging kind of thing to do when you are already kind of, you know, you're not really necessarily wanting to deal with it either. Okay, so I feel like either you guys are going off on a limb, or you're trying to figure out stuff by taking a risk or doing something that's outside of your comfort zone, or you guys are like the men with their blindfolds on and the 5 of Wands and not really seeing something, or not really wanting to deal with something head on, and it has something to do with a commitment of some sort again. Now, your commitment could be the one that's pushing you away. Like, you guys could be like really just not wanting to deal with a commitment because you're realizing that what's going on isn't something you want, so you're going to look for it. Maybe you guys are recognizing that the inner turmoil, the turmoil that you guys are dealing with right now, is something internal, something that is inflicted only within you, and you wanting to figure out exactly what it is that is making you hold on to something that you feel so kind of done with, if that makes sense. You're feeling really just not into it. So I think that is what it is. The goal, like I said, the goal is the same. Everything is the same. But how you approach it is very differently. All right. Now, going on to your future, after kind of figuring things out, I feel like you guys have hit a spot, or maybe not even figuring it out. You guys are just going through this energy right now. I think as you're going, because right here is you have the 8 of cups as your one of the underlying energies, or sorry, one of the clarifying cards for the 5 of wands. Y'all, I feel like you see your future as a kind of like a roadblock where you're kind of having to sit and wait for a new perspective. And I don't honestly know if this is, I don't know if this is necessarily best course of action. I'm not saying that you guys have much of a choice in a lot of this. I mean, I feel like, okay, free will is a big thing, and you always have free will. Wherever you want to go, whatever decisions you make, that is you controlling your life and having the free will. If you see your future as a as a spot, because what I can see when I pull cards for the future, it's not just me predicting the future. It's based off of your situation, how you view your future. So I feel like there could be a time of having to wait or having to see things from a different perspective. You're trying to wait to get some sort of information to act on something. And I feel like, honestly, it's kind of appropriate considering that you guys are doing the information and the soul searching of your own right now to figure out what exactly this situation means for you. And you're trying, I feel like, in regards to even somebody possibly not being exactly honest, maybe there's some conflict because someone's not honest in a relationship, and you're realizing that. You're noticing that is something that you're not wanting. So despite you being exhausted, you're willing to work on what you got. You're willing to, work on, getting to the bottom line, right? You're trying to get to the ending of a cycle, to where you can honestly get, I guess, better clarity. And I feel like you guys are looking for your truth, or you're looking through some situation. In the future, you see yourself kind of waiting for some sort of sign to kind of push you towards the right direction. All right. Now, let me see here. What is the Hangman? I hope this is making sense. All right. So, you guys. Oh, okay. All right. So the future holds with these clarifiers here is the 6 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands. You guys are waiting. You guys are just kind of, I guess, you're waiting for the balance to be returned in the end of the cycle to happen, okay? I feel like the ending of the cycle is balancing them scales. There is some unbalancedness, right? There's not a lot of give and take, I guess, proper give and take at this time either, if this is what's coming up for you guys in the future. But that means good things for me, because, okay? Wisdom of the Oracle is mending. So this is talking about endings and forgiveness and acceptance, right? Through forgiving through acceptance. So whatever happened in the past, taking control, domineering, someone being, authoritarian, or not authoritarian, that's not a word, but someone that's being, I guess, bossy or very controlling, or somebody that just continues to kind of, I don't know, it's constant, back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Where it's not really kind of getting anywhere because there's no honesty here, or someone is not seeing things because they're not really wanting to deal with it in the first place. It's just, there's a lot of stuff going on here in this commitment, and you're just trying to figure out exactly what you need to do and where you need to go. But at the end of the day, though, like, the best approach, if you're going to create something new, if you're going to, have that, you're going to have that approach in life to have balance, or, to create something new, you have to kind of, accept where you've been, understand that what you've had to go through was just a means of just kind of being the stronger, powerful person that you are now. Because let's be honest, you are not going to come out of this shit without being stronger. You know what I mean? You gotta, also, I think it's also to really, notice here that you have put in a lot of work in the relationship that you're in. The fact that you're still hanging on, the fact that you're not giving up yet, shows the determination and the strength that you have. So this, understanding that, yes, everything's kind of been shit, everything's not easy, everything's just kind of been like really intense and just super annoying at the end of the day. You guys still have come out of this, you're coming out of this really strong. Okay? And I think the only way for a relationship to work, especially with mending coming up, this relationship, if you guys are really trying to make this relationship work for you and your relation, you know, your family or something, I feel like there's some things that just cannot ever happen, you know, that can't change, right? The past does not change. So, I mean, with amending there, I think the best way to forgive is to accept that what's happened has happened and we can move forward from that. I think that's what Eight of Cups is talking about. What happened has happened. The Four of Cups are here, right? You don't want the Four of Cups. You don't like the the Eight of Cups. Why am I talking about Four of Cups? You don't like the Eight of Cups? You don't want the Eight of Cups? But you're accepting that it's there, but you know what you want now. You know how to progress. And with that there, you are able to take that moment, you take that step and go, hey, I can accept what happened because I've gotten this knowledge now. Okay? So, I really feel like this is talking about really kind of giving that a chance, really not really giving it a chance, but just kind of accepting it for what it was. The challenges that you're facing right now, it happened. It happens. Relationships are not perfect. But how are we going to go forward about this? What are we going to do? How are we going to make sure this stuff don't happen again? Or what aspects do we need to look at? Because at the end of the day, that's what's up. Okay? Now you guys have Give Your Relationship a Chance by Romance Angels. This says work on your partnership. Just plain and simple. But I mean, I don't know. To me, it's kind of rude. Give us a little bit of something else. Don't kind of just drop this one sentence on us like it's rude. Like, come on. I feel like it's rude. But whatever. The point is, with what I like to see from, give your relationship a chance, I feel like there is the fact that you're even in the Five of Wands shows that you have an open-mindedness. And that's great. But there is certain things that you don't necessarily have to deal with, okay? Now, the Hierophant, you guys could be dealing with a situation where it's a kind of, this relationship factors. This is kind of an untraditional relationship for some of you guys. And it's kind of hard to keep the balance of it. Or maybe you guys are trying to kind of carry the relationship through or push through push through the difficulties within this relationship because there's so many traditional differences. I was just getting that here. But, I feel like when it comes to giving your relationship a chance, I think it's really just talking about that, like, back to the Nine of Wands. You've been through a lot. You worked through a lot. If you want to drop it now, okay. But at the same time, you wouldn't have stuck this long if it didn't mean nothing to you. You would have been gone, like the Eight of Cups. But even the Eight of Cups went through a crap ton of stuff before they realized it wasn't what they wanted. Okay? So, give your relationship a chance. I really feel like, the Hermit is talking about why you've been in this relationship for so long in the first place. Because there is something deep down inside of you that actually wants something. It's just, this way of doing it, this way of going about it, is not working. It's not. It's just not working for you. And it's okay. That's why you have the Two of Wands there. You're trying to figure that crap out. You want to create something beautiful out of this relationship. But right now, it's just not easy. So, when it says give your relationship a chance, I honestly think you guys are. And I don't think it's telling you to give it a chance because you're already doing it. The Nine of Wands is saying you're already doing it. So I get that they're repeating it, but at the same time, you guys are giving it already. You guys are already doing that. And I feel like right now, you guys are just trying to figure out exactly what it is that you want in this relationship so that way it works for the both of you. You guys want that balance. You're not getting what you need. You guys are not getting what you need, but you guys, honestly, I don't know if you guys know what you need because you've just been without it. You know something's not right. So you guys are going within and figuring that out.